Hi, everyone. Thank you all for joining our DTools Cloud webinar. We're back and ready to continue the conversation around our service management suite. Today, our focus is managing and scheduling service calls. We understand that a timely and efficient service is crucial to maintaining customer satisfaction, and with DTools Cloud, we've got you covered. My name is Chanel, Director of Sales for DTools Cloud, and joining me today is Bobby Bernard, our wonderful product manager. A little bit about Bobby. He's a fun guy, big foodie, and he also enjoys long walks on the beach. So welcome, Bobby. We're happy to have you today. Bobby's been working closely with our product team on developing the service module. So he's going to show you guys some really cool stuff about, again, how we can help manage and schedule all that service call activity. Before we get started, just a few housekeeping items. In the control panel to the right of your screen, you'll see an arrow that allows you to collapse it if you want for more viewing real estate. And there's also a questions panel, so feel free to ask questions during the presentation, and we'll do our best to answer them as we go through. But also keep in mind that there will be dedicated time at the end for Q&A today. We do have a lot of ground to cover, so we're going to dive right in. We do have a mixed audience, some power users, some new customers, some people that don't even know if DTools Cloud is the right fit. So just wanted to take a moment to introduce who we are as a company and how we serve our customers. DTools takes pride in providing top-notch service. And we're the market leader in the industry. So, in fact, the average life of a DTools customer is 9 years, and that says a lot about the level of trust and satisfaction that our clients have with us. We have helped over 7,000 companies just like yours cut costs and grow their revenue by streamlining their operations and becoming more efficient. We make a deep commitment to the success of our customers. So you can expect your team to be fully trained and guided on best practices and supported to ensure that you get a near immediate return on your investment. The product rocks, and we are continually expanding on the capabilities to give you the best possible experience. So sit back and let us help you take your business to the next level. All right, so let's talk about how DTools Cloud can help you and the team get more done in less time without sacrificing quality or customer satisfaction. First off, we're all about helping you streamline your proposal process so that you can get those deals signed and sealed as quickly as possible. With our platform, you can easily create and deliver winning proposals that will impress your clients and help you close more deals faster than you did before. We also make it super easy for you to collaborate with your clients and build stronger relationships. You can work together in one central hub, sharing ideas, discussing options, and getting feedback in real time. This not only helps you win more business, but it also makes the whole process even more enjoyable and less stressful for everyone involved. Of course, we also know that teamwork makes the dream work, which is why we've designed DTools Cloud to help you work smarter and faster with your team. You can assign tasks and track progress and communicate with each other more seamlessly, making it easy to stay on top of everything and get things done in a quicker way. Finally, we're all about supporting your business growth and expansion, which is why we've made DTools Cloud scalable and adaptable to your changing needs. As your business grows, our platform can grow with you, providing you with the tools and resources needed to succeed. So with the release of service, we hope that it makes it easy to present a service plan with every proposal that goes out the door, increasing the likelihood of your, customers subscribing to your services and selling those service contracts. So by calling out the value propositions of your preventative maintenance offerings and letting clients decide the level of care that they'd like, together is a pretty compelling presentation. So we hope that our customers have started to present those service contracts and that best practice of getting clients onboarded with service with every proposal. So now, once the client has subscribed to your package, you now have set appropriate expectations. And the earlier that we can help you guys define that at the beginning of the relationship, it just helps move forward in a more transparent and organized way versus now we have this new customer and they have a need and having to retroactively have that conversation. So it's really clutch that we encourage that timeline for our customers to keep the business running successfully, and the product is designed to help you do just that. Okay, so today Bobby is going to show you how we can simplify scheduling your technicians and allowing you to better track and manage your service call activity. So keeping all the tickets and the resources and the issues reported and the internal notes and all the other things that I'm forgetting right now, keeping all that activity organized is a lot of work. So we hope that these suite of features help provide more insight into who's unavailable, what resources are available, what issues were reported to help you respond more quickly to your client service requests. Improving the overall response time, will leave your customers satisfied, and they know that they can depend on you. And it's also really nice when they're covered by one of your service contracts. All right, so once a service call is created, it's then dispatched to your technician. And this is the piece that I'm really most excited about. We speak with a lot of integrators who face the same challenges. How do we provide documentation to our technicians to help them be more successful? How do we capture what has happened? How long did it take? Were the items replaced? Were they repaired? And all that activity. So now you have a place to inject it and also track that data, making it easy for another technician to pick up where the last tech left off. So today we're going to be focusing again on manage and scheduling service calls, but please keep an eye out for our last webinar of the Service Management Suite series that will cover how to request and collect payment. So please show up for that. It's a very important piece. It's the money bit, so you want to be there for that. Right, so at this time, I'm going to pass it over to our product manager, Bobby, to show you all the exciting things we've been working on in regards to service management. All right.
Thank you, Chanel. Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining. Give me 1 second here. I'll go ahead and share my screen and we'll dive right in. There is a lot to cover, as Chanel said. What we'll be covering is some simple settings that you need to set up before you actually can create a service call, and then we'll dive into the back office scheduling a service call. And then from there, I'll show you the technician view and what the technician sees out in the field. And then after the technician finishes their call, we'll dive back into the back office and show you what that looks like once the call has been completed. So for right now, I'm on the service management homepage. This should look familiar. I believe it was shown the last webinar with Ryan. includes some KPIs and metrics up on top, as well as the open service calls down on the bottom. So like I said earlier, we're going to go straight into the settings, and there are a few settings that we need to set up. So I'm going to go into service, and the settings we're going to be looking at are call statuses and a way to name them to fit your workflow. So these are the standard ones. If you need to rename them to something more familiar and something that fits your workflow, there's an edit button up here, and you'll be able to actually rename these to fit your flow. And then once you're done, you just hit save, and it'll save those particular kind of names that you'd like. The second setting that we're going to go over is labor types. So just like our labor types in the catalog, we can and we have to set up labor types for service. I've set up a few here, after hour service, standard service, and you see a standard service with no plan, right? So to set up that labor type for service, again, big green button, click on that. You'll be able to name it whatever you'd like, create a description for it, just so that other team members using that particular labor type understand what that labor type is for. And then what you see below in pricing is a way to just input the rate, right? And then I'll input my hourly cost for my company. Say that we have a 25, give me 1 second here. Interesting. I will say it's a, well, give me 1 second. Sorry about that. Let me go ahead and put in the name. And we're having technical difficulties. So let me cancel out. It looks like we have a bug, unfortunately, but we'll work on that. I'll try it again. We'll do $75. We'll see if we can add the margin here. And it should calculate it for you, right? And it works backwards as well. If you have an hourly price that you know has the margin built into it, you can do it that way as well, right? And then it'll work backwards based on the numbers that you put in. So I'm going to go ahead and cancel. I do have some labor rates set up already that we can use for the call. The other setting that we're going to run through is how to set up the service windows. And this is very important, right? So in this case, I'm saying that I provide service Monday through Friday, and that my service hours are from 9 to 5. And so if you only do service, say, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, you do have the ability to do so on your windows and just say, okay, these are the times and these are the days that we provide service. And then that way, the system knows that anything outside of that is after hours support or service. So in this case, if I wanted 2-hour windows, I would just select 2 hours as it is. If I wanted an hour or hour time blocks, I can select that, and what it'll do is the system will create those hour time blocks. And why that is important is as you schedule it, you do have the ability to pick and choose which time blocks you're sending the tech out to the actual site. And I'll show you that as we schedule the service call. So for now, I'll go ahead and say every hour, and I'll go ahead and save it. And then the last setting that we're going to go over is mobilization. And what is in there is truck roll fee. And this truck roll fee is the default truck roll fee. And what I mean by that is that if the client does not have a service plan, there's no way for us to know what truck roll fee to apply to that particular call. This is where you set that truck roll fee, as well as setting the drive time rate that you charge your client, right? So in this case, I've set a truck roll fee of $50. I can set a drive time rate of, say, 30. And then if there are taxes that I'd like to apply to it, I can choose that on the right there in the dropdown. I'm going to go ahead and click save. And then we're going to jump out of settings and we're going to jump straight into a call, to the calls page. Okay, so here are the service calls. What I have open right now is our list view. And just like other areas in cloud, you do have the ability to jump to the Kanban or card view, right? So up in the top right, if I click on the card view setting, I can view these calls via my Kanban view. Okay, so I'll go ahead and click on my list view. We'll go back into list view. And then from here, I do have the ability to schedule a service call. And for anyone, before I go ahead and do that and we jump into scheduling a service call, if you are more of a visual person, we do have this schedule section where you have the ability to see where your texts are. If you're more visual and you want to schedule it that way, you do have the ability to do that with this plus sign. But I'm going to jump back to calls and the calls page. And I'm going to go ahead and click on schedule service. We're going to dive right in. This is the window that you need to fill out. So in this case, I'm going to say that a customer called in. My customer is Jay Jones. And I can go ahead and start typing. It will search my contact list. And in this case, there's Jay Jones. Once I select him, it will auto-populate all the information below. And if Jay Jones, my client, is tied to any project, I'll be able to see that under projects. In this case, there's a ballpark conference room that we had finished for him. As we click on that, it'll then show that there is a service contract that they've signed on for, and I'll be able to select the start date for that particular contract if it hasn't started already, as well as view the contract from this page, right? So if I click on view, it will display the service contract. So I'm going to go ahead and close that. I'm going to say that the contract started today, and I'm going to go ahead and click on create. We're going to dive into the service call itself. And here, what you need to do is just type in the issue reported. In this case, Jay Jones called into the office on Tuesday and stated that there was a conference room projector that stopped working and doesn't know why. The projector had a loud pop, the screen went blank, and then they have a big presentation on Monday and they need this resolved as soon as possible, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and type that in. And we're gonna type it in right here where it says issue reported. I've already have that typed in. I'm gonna go ahead and click done here to input that and save it. I can double check all the contact information, all the site address, the billing address. If there is a different mobile number, if there's a housekeeper that's actually watching the residents, you can input that here and we'll pass it along to the tech. In this case, there's already information in there, but I'm just going to fill it out and say, use this number. And then if there are any site notes that you want to pass on to the tech, For this service call, you can do so by clicking up here where it says View Site Notes. What will happen is a window will pop up. It'll ask you to add a site note. In this case, I'm going to say that you need a gate code to get into the property, and here's the gate code, as well as the housekeeper will let you in. So I've entered my site notes. I go ahead and make sure all my other information is filled out. In this case, I see the contract that comes up automatically. I know that this is urgent, so I'm going to go ahead and change my priority to urgent. And then if there are any checklist items that you want to pass on to the tech, you can do so here. In this case, I'm going to ask him to check the power cable, create, check my projector bulb, and maybe check HDMI. Okay. So once I'm done, I go ahead and I'm ready to schedule the technician for this particular call. So as I scroll down to the bottom, what I'll be able to do is pick the day that I want to schedule, right? So for right now, I'm going to schedule it for today. You see the service windows that we set up in the settings here in 1 hour increments. In this case, I'm going to say that it is, or my technician needs to go out there at 11 a.m. And if I need to select multiple technicians, if it's a bigger job or requires 2 technicians, I do have the ability to select my multiple technicians in this case. I do also have the ability to select multiple windows. So in this case, I know this average job maybe might take 2 hours. So I can select multiple windows here for that time frame, and you'll notice that it added it to the original time block. So originally it was 11 to 12, now it's 11 to 1. And then in the case that it is after hours, you do have a toggle here to view after hours time blocks. So you can see that there. I'll go ahead and toggle back. We'll schedule them for 11 to 1. And if you do have a technician that doesn't appear on the list because it is filtered by available resources or available all resources here, as I click on this drop down, I do have the ability to see all my resources, whether they're scheduled or not, or just my field resources, or just my available field resources, just so you know. Okay, so as I go ahead and select my time blocks, I select my technicians, I go ahead and click on the button schedule. And now I have scheduled my technician, and we'll jump into the technician view just so we can see what the technician sees on their phone. So this is what you see for now on the back office side, and you'll know that it's scheduled because the calendar goes away down on the bottom. Okay, so give me 1 second here. Let me go ahead and switch over to the technician view. Okay, so now I've switched over to my technician view. Here you'll see what we have as far as the task and any upcoming service calls. The one that we just scheduled for today appears on the top, right? So here's the upcoming service call. I know it's for Jay Jones. I know it's for today. And then I know the time block. I know the residence. So as I touch on where it says San Diego or the little drop pin, what I'll see is the client details for this particular call, right? So that's one way to get into that. There is this big button that says view. So if you need to actually view more details about it or jump into the call before starting the timer, you can do so. And then again, the view client details, as you click on that, it'll give you the address as well as the site notes and any contact information that you need for Jay Jones. So I'm going to go ahead and close this. I'm going to move back just one, and then we're going to go ahead and start this call. But before that, what you do have the ability as a technician to do is, if you ran into an emergency or if you ran over on a previous service call, that you do have the ability to reschedule it here. And I'm assuming that you do contact your client and let them know that something came up and that you'll need to either reschedule for later in that day or another day. You do have the ability to do so right here, right? So as I click on that, what you'll see is just a smaller version of what we have from the back office. Okay. Let's go ahead and dive in to this particular call. So as I go into this, the way the workflow for this technician works is that we expect you to be troubleshooting and actually repairing or replacing whatever you need to at the site, and that you open this again once you've completed the call and fill out all this information, right? So in this case, we're saying that there was something wrong with the projector. So as I go out there and I look and see what exactly is happening, that I can come back in here and say, okay, the issue that I found was that the projector needed to be replaced, and I replaced it and it's now functioning, right? So I'm going to go ahead and fill that out, and I was saying that's what I found. I went ahead and replaced the bulb. So that's the action that I took. I'm going to go ahead and click done. And then as I scroll down, if I'm actively working on this, then I do have the checklist, and okay, the back office said to check all these things. You can do, your technician does have the ability to view all these items and then check them off his list, right? I did check that. I did check the other cables. And then like Chanel had mentioned, if there are documents that needed to be attached, and I forgot to show you that on the back office, I'll go ahead and show you that. But if there were attachments, I'd be able to attach it to this call, and the technician will be able to view that with this section right here where it says attachments, right? So I went ahead and repaired this particular projector, and what I'm gonna do is go ahead and take you guys through the repair flow. So as I click on repair product, what you'll see here is a way to search for the actual product that was repaired, right? Based on search your catalog for that particular product. So in this case, it was a Sony product. I'm going to go ahead and type in Sony, and I'm not sure what the model is. I'm not. Well, I do know the model. Excuse me. I know it was a VP something, VPL, and then I'm gonna go ahead and search for it. If I had the other information, I I can input that as well, right? In this case, it was Sony. I'm going to search my catalog. It doesn't come up. I'm going to go ahead and back it out and search again. And it's not coming up. Make sure that I can search by a category. And I'll go ahead and select projector. Search that way. And now my Sony comes up, and I'm going to go ahead and select that particular projector. I'm going to go ahead and add it, and it's going to mark it as it was repaired. I'm going to go ahead and click continue. At this point, if there was anything else done at that particular site, you do have the ability to say that, okay, I went ahead and replaced the product, or I used additional product during the service call, and we give you that opportunity here. In this case, I'm going to go ahead and say that as I was finishing up on that particular projector, the client did have some speakers that they heard a loud buzzing noise, and I went ahead and checked it. And after testing it, the balun actually was out. So I'm going to go ahead and click on replace. We're going to say that and I'm replacing a Coastal Source balun. And on this flow, what you'll see is that I search for the original product, and then the next screen, though it looks like it reset and did nothing, this is actually where you search for the replacement product. So I'm going to go ahead and search again, and I'm just going to pick the same product. What I'd like to mention here is if you didn't have it in stock, or if if it was a much larger item that you needed to order, you do have the ability to request the product from the back office. This is a smaller product that we probably would have in stock, right? But in this case, just so you can see what that looks like on the back office side as we jump back to that view, I'm going to go ahead and request that product. And what you see here is above the original product, the replacement product, and as you can see, the banner is tagged with requested. And now what I'm going to say is that no, I don't need to add anything else. I do need to update my issue found, my actions taken, and if there are any next steps. In this case, I'm waiting for a part to be ordered. And I will schedule a return visit. I'm going to go ahead and click done. I'm going to click, actually scroll down. And as I click finish, what it'll do is it'll show me the duration of time that I've spent on the job to help me and guide me with, as I click on that labor total, is that I'll be able to kind of specify what labor type or what rate I was using, right? So this was a standard service, and it took me, say, 2 hours. And as I do that, if there are any other services that I did, or items that I need to total up, I can do so here, right? So now I'll go ahead and go back to my work summary. I'll double check it. Up on top, I have a way to actually view all the products that were either repair, replaced, or any additional products used on this job to give me one more chance to kind of add anything that I forgot. So here's a way for the tech to review and make sure, oh yeah, that's everything that I've used today or repaired today, and then go back to the work summary, scroll through, double check, and then at the end, I can go ahead and click finish. And it'll ask me, do I want to schedule a next visit or mark it as awaiting for parts? So here, because I did request an item, the system does know that there is a return visit that needs to happen. Normally, if there wasn't a requested product, then it would give you the ability to finish out or close the ticket, right? So in this case, I do need to schedule a visit or have the back office schedule it for me. So I'm going to go ahead and click awaiting parts. It will stay on my task list for now until the ticket is picked up in the back office. So give me 1 second. Let's go ahead and switch back to the back office. And now the back office, from the service management view, you see that ticket, which is for J. Jones. It's marked with the status of the waiting parts. I do have the ability to review it as I click on edit to get into the work summary and the details. This is the screen that I filled out. You'll need to go to the work summary portion. And as I go to the work summary portion, I do see what the issue was as far as what the tech has said the issue was, any action they had taken, any next steps, as well as any internal notes, right? So we didn't cover that, but up in the top right of the technician view, there is a little notepad that allows you to enter internal notes and will not go on the invoice itself. It's just for the back office and the technician to communicate. So as I scroll down, what I'll see is the labor time that was filled out by the technician and the labor rate associated with that. So as I click on the pencil, that'll pop out. If I need to make any adjustments from the back office, I do have the ability to say that was the wrong rate. I'll just change it. Or if any of the truck roll fee, drive time fee wasn't entered, in this case, I say drive time was 30 minutes. I'll go ahead and put that in, and it'll calculate it for me. And as I click out of it, it'll enter it into the drive time fee total. Now, as I scroll down, I see what was repaired, what was replaced, and any pricing that I need to actually adjust, I can do so from this screen. In this case, I also see any items that are requested and I'll need to order. So what I can do from here is go ahead and again, look at it, make sure that's the correct item. And then also change the status, whether that is ordered, delivered, or installed, right? And if there's anything the technician missed, I do have one last chance to add it here. So I'm going to go ahead and stop short of kind of requesting the payment or past that or rescheduling this particular call. I just wanted to kind of give you an example of what happens if you do have to kind of request a part. So now I believe I'm going to go ahead and hand it back to Chanel, and we'll go through some Q&A.
Yes, thank you for that wonderful presentation, Bobby. We do have some questions. We've been responding. You can keep on showing your screen if that's okay. It might help when responding.
Sure.
Had a couple questions. I'll just go top down. Here's one. Will the DTools service schedule integrate with other calendar platforms? Example, Google, Outlook, things like that, calendars like that.
That's a great question, and we are considering it, and we're looking into something like that.
Awesome. And in the meantime, they could still queue up the ICS file, right, and then just add that to another calendar. Would that be?
I believe so.
Yeah. So in the interim, that workflow will work. Here's another one. When adding products used, could this integrate with an inventory database such as Tracknicity?
As far as inventory or is concerned, it is on our roadmap. So this will tie into what we have planned. So as far as Tracknicity, I'm not sure that that's under consideration right now, but that's great feedback. We'll take it into consideration and put it in as a feature request.
For sure. And just to expand on that a little bit, the thought here is we will absorb the inventory capability later on this year. So there'll be no need for the third-party integration. We'll be doing it native to our application, and you could expect that coming online probably some area within Q4 of this year. All right. Next question. Can we change all the status of the requested gear to ready to order? This one was responded to, but just wanted to call it out for those people that may have the same question that aren't in this pane.
Not at this time, but we'll take it into consideration.
Okay. Next question. Can we set up notifications for part requests?
That's a good question and a good feature request. Right now, you cannot, but thank you for that.
Yep, absolutely. And guys, what we wanted to bring to market is, a thought out, fully functioning product, but at the same time, we did want to hear some feedback of those more refined detail workflow requests so that we could factor that into our thinking. So you can expect a series of iterations to come with our service management. All right. Next question. Is there an email component where clients are notified of service call status? Not sure I understand that one, but I'll maybe you.
Well, as far as notification, is it concerning the technician or the scheduled call itself? We are planning on an SMS feature as this your free trial period of service kind of wraps up, just so you know, as well as yes, email kind of notification instead of SMS, if that's your preference. We're looking into those options.
All right. Let's see here. Are the service calls able to be downloaded to an Excel sheet for reporting?
Not currently, no, but that's a good suggestion, and we'll make note of that.
Fantastic. Is there an integration to Zoho Desk? I can take that one, not today, but again, we will be rolling out some integrations here in Q3 and early Q4. And if you guys see value in a Zoho Desk integration, that's something that we can certainly consider. All right. Can a client send a service request via email that would automatically create a service ticket in DTools Cloud?
Not currently, but that's a great suggestion.
Nice workflow suggestion there. Thank you guys for that. Do clients have the ability to interface with a DTools end user interface for submitting/updating tickets? That one was kind of nested.
Yeah, not currently, but that is under consideration in the future.
All right. Yes, the webinar will be recorded for those asking. No worries. We'll send out the link once it's ready. Is there a way to edit/add the service system statuses and order?
The statuses you can from the settings. The order at this time, no, but you can achieve that by renaming them.
In the order that you'd like them to flow, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
Perfect. All right. And then some of these more technical ones of you guys currently engaged with the application, we'll definitely follow up with you and take those offline. Is there any way for internal notes for Office users on the service side, similar to our activity notes on tasks?
Yeah, we heard that request, and originally it wasn't available. It'll be coming out shortly. So thank you for that feedback. But what they're referring to right now is in the work summary, in internal notes. There isn't really a way right now to add an internal note from the back office portion, but we are adding that functionality shortly.
Cool. All right, another question. When the web browser closes while you're clocked in, does it stop the clock? Great question.
We've heard feedback that it does stop, and we're working on another way to kind of track the time, just as an insight on where that's going.
Perfect. How does it notify a technician that the job is scheduled? Or a service call is scheduled?
Yeah, at this time, just through the app as they open it up for the day, they can see that. There is a need to notify the technician you've been scheduled for something, so we are considering that as well on our SMS kind of feature.
All right. Perfect. Do you guys have resources to help us deploy service? Absolutely, I'll take that one. So if you guys are an existing customer and you're currently deploying service, feel free to schedule training with any of our customer success managers. If you don't have training, let us know. We'll get you some time so that you can roll this out. If your question is more on the business case level, we do have some resources. Martin Roseman, he's helped a lot of integrators successfully deploy service. He's happy to help share some ideas on how you can implement this and hit the ground running. All right. Next question, can we print out the completed service detail and payment in some form? Print is alive and well. Bobby, a response to that?
Yeah, I believe that'll be shown on our next webinar in regards to the payment portion, right?
Cool.
And kind of printing out that invoice. So stay tuned for that. It'll be in the next webinar.
All right. Questions are coming in. Again, I'm going down the list. If we don't get to your question by the top of the hour, we'll certainly respond post-webinar. Is there a way for clients to create tickets? And I'm happy to take this one, Bobby, and feel free to kind of confirm or share. But the ability for customers to self-serve and create service tickets is one piece of a larger initiative. We have already started to think about what a customer portal might look like, and I think that this will definitely be one of the capabilities within that suite of features. Would you say, Bobby?
Believe so.
So not today, but we understand the use case for sure. We want to remove as many bottlenecks as possible and allow them to self-serve post-sale the way that they do, when you're going through their onboarding. All right. Can we adjust the name of the status, but not the actual status and not the order? The flow is linked to automated changes, and we're unsure of what actions prompt those auto changes. Catch that, Bobby?
I guess as far as trying to kind of understand. So from the call statuses, you're saying as you edit these, you want to kind of edit the state instead of the name?
The flow is linked to automated changes, and we're unsure of what actions prompt those. We might need to take that one offline.
Yes.
Okay. To ask some more questions to make sure that we're responding to the right question. Is there a way to designate owners to tickets on the back office side?
Oh, as far as who it's assigned to, like a technician, but for the back office, I haven't heard that feedback, but thank you for that. We'll go ahead and take note and see if we can come up with that.
Yeah, definitely want to understand that one a little bit more as well. Is there a capability for a technician to upload photos from the service call?
There is. I may have kind of glossed over that, but there should be a way within, and let me see if I can move back to that screen and kind of show you that visual. And I'm not on a phone. This is on my computer, and it's probably why it's not showing up for me. But there should be a photo icon within attachments, I believe, is where it shows up, that you can take a photo. If not, you can attach it to this, right? So take the photo. What you'll browse to is to your actual photos, and then you'll be able to upload it here.
Fantastic. Are there preferred consultants available to help us set up service? So yes, again, Martin Roseman is one of our partners. He is president of the MC Group, and we're happy to share his contact details with you. Someone wants to see a webinar on how to create the ins and outs of a service contract. Great news, we have that. We'll definitely share that recording with you. And I think that's about it. I know I missed some. If I skipped over your question, it's because we want to follow up and further understand the question and take note. But thank you guys for joining us. Bobby, exciting stuff. Thank you for presenting today. And we hope to see you guys at our future webinar.